5 things that I've learned from writing and publishing my own book. So this is the book. It's called Keep Calm and Mortgage On by Quayne Huynh, which is myself, but I call myself Q just for simple pronunciation. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not promoting this book because right now I've got clout from TikTok, which means I've got 23,000 followers and, oh, it's time to sell a book. No, I wrote this book in 2017. And I'm actually giving away this book for free for people who make inquiries with me. But let's go to point number 1. Okay, number 1 thing that I learned from writing this book in 2017 is that I should have just used the bloody ghostwriter. Dude, like, what? Yeah, well, in hindsight, that's what I realized. I should have just paid someone to write the goddamn book. This book took me 12 months to manuscript. I think I really got carried away in writing this book in terms of a mortgage. Like, look how thick it is. And basically, it says from mortgage repayments to mortgage enlightenment. And there's a monk, holding up the many properties of this, I guess, first home buyer. And that leads me to the second point. I think in this attempt of writing a book, it was just an excuse to explore my creativity. Because being a broker, it's all about numbers and stuff. But as you guys realize from watching these TikToks, I'm quite a creative guy. And I think I kind of sort of wrote like a novel rather than a non-fiction. Like, this book's about me learning lessons of being a mortgage broker. So back in 2017, I probably had about 4 or 5 years experience already. I really want to document my lessons in terms of what I learned from, lending money. And plus I had a lot of mentors back in, the time when I started. So I was talking about personal islands, ocean of debt, shark in the ocean. It was like, Harry Potter meets Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Not in terms of fantasy, but I'm talking about, metaphorically. I was using a lot of metaphors. I was super creative book. And third thing I learned was that, if you're publishing it on Amazon, don't expect to make a whole lot of money because no one's interested in finance books. And by the way, down here it says 2-star. I actually got a 5-star review. It's just that some other person gave me a 1-star review and they averaged it out. And back in 2017, once this book was released, I got a lot of speaking gigs requested by property expos. Like every single week, I was booked out at Hilton to do, paid speaking gigs just because I released the book. I usually will get paid from $500 to $800 to do these speaking gigs for, property agents that will sell off-the-plan properties, just to attract the crowd to, see the displays. And I actually got a speaking gig very regularly until, Corona hit when, all those functions didn't work anymore. The fourth thing is I recommend Blurb if you're self-publishing. They're super cheap. And their software is really easy to use in terms of, editing pages. Like all this formatting, it's done through Blurb software. Very good. And number 5, I recommend you get your own ISPN. You can actually get like 3 ISPNs for like, $50. Overall, I don't regret writing this book.